which will have which will be able to do some simple classification tasks and maybe some other things such as image recognition. I don't know where this will take us. So let us begin. I will create a new project in in Java using NetBeans. So I will name it Rubber Duck Neural Networks. With networks. The first thing to do is to create an actual neuron. So the first class that I'll create will be called Neuron, Java class, and the name Neuron. Let me delete these since they get on my nerves, and the first thing to write here is first of all, before writing the variables, I would like to show the interface of this class. So first I will have the constructor, the neuron, which takes as arguments the number of inputs and the number of outputs. So far so good. And next I would like to have a helper function that allows me to show the instance of the neuron in the console. So I will call this function show. After that, let's go to the nitty-gritty of the stuff. So public, what a neuron does. Well, the outputs of a neuron has one output, so this is not necessary. The output of a neuron is just one double. Therefore, I would like to call this function classify, and as input it takes an array of doubles, a lot of doubles, but let me think now. Should it be like this? Or should it be an array list? Well, I'll use an array list. Array list of doubles. And since array list doesn't take primitive types, I'll give it a double. So an array list is not defined, so let me import here an array list. Import Java util array list. Yep, this one is good. And I don't want this error, so for now I will just return null. Oh, it's a double. Let's return 0 for now. And and also neurons have to be trained. For now, let's output the error of the training. Train. And how training goes is that it gets an input, the neuron gets an input, and then gets also has an argument of the target output. Whoops. Double output. And I will return 0 for now, but the return will be the error. Now let us write about the fields of a neuron. So first of all, what a neuron has is an array list of doubles, which is called weights. Now there's also a bias, private double bias. Now Should I write setters and getters? Well, it's always a good idea to have this. So public void set weight int I double v with set weights dot set IV public double get weight, which gets the ith weight, get I, and of course public void set bias return bias. Oh, I should return the weights.get return set. Whoops, set bias. Set bias gets a double v as an argument, and let me cut this over here for the next function, and I will set the bias to the value of v. So what I'm doing here is just fast and quickly set the nitty-gritty stuff of the code, such as the setters, the getters, and the functions and the function definitions, and then I will do the rest of the code, which has the actual functionality. Anyway, so when I create a new neuron, what I have to do is initialize it to random initial values. Therefore, first thing I will have to do is the following: create a new weights array list, new array list, which has ints. This is the amount of elements I want the array list to have. And then I will create a new random number generator to make the new random values. No seed needed. We don't know what random is, so let's include it. Import java till random. Yep, just like that. And then after that, since I've initialized the weights, it's a good thing to get the set weight function. How many times this should be called? Well, it's easy enough. I should call it int I equals 0, I less than ints I plus plus, and I will set the ith way into rnd dot next double, just like that. Well, this ints is a bit ugly, so I would like to get to create one more. Public int get inputs, the amount of inputs, and I will return weights dot size. Well, in the case that there's no, if this is null, which means before the initialization of the neuron, I would like to be a bit more careful. So if weight exists and it's not a null, then return the size, or else return 0. Something bad? If it's different than null, that's much better. Yep. So, for the last thing about this video, let's create the show function. So, what should we show? System out print f. So, neuron with %d inputs \n this dot get inputs. Oh, I created this function for the precise reason to put it in here. Let's not forget that. And then in this for loop I will copy it, create a new system out printf call and \t input number %d equals let's give it 3 digits or 4 digits. I don't think it will be, well, I don't know how many digits, so let's do a tab between them. And %f, let's say I would like up to 3 decimal points. So I comma input number I is this dot get weighs I. Something wrong? Get weigh. Anyway, so in the main function here, what I'll do is create a new neuron x which equals new neuron with 4 inputs and show it. Everything good? Let's run this file. And the result is, give it a minute, sometimes takes long to run, neuron with 0 inputs. That's distressing for new neuron I. Why is it 0 inputs? So the constructor here, new array list with I. So when I created this, is it the right constructor for the array list class? I will print line weighs dot size, and let's see if it's correct. So it, oh, really? So when I set the ith element doesn't work. That's distressing. Well, what can we do? We'll do it let's do this the hard way. Array list, it's empty, and the weighs dot set add. I will add rnd dot next double. I'm pretty sure this will cut it. Definitely not. What if I put this over here? What's wrong with it? What? So the ways, even if I've added, Jesus, ins. I didn't add anything. Well, yes, a neuron with 4 inputs with these values in the ways. Good. So in the next video, what we'll do is try to write the code that returns the output of the neuron and hopefully get enough time to train it with some actual data. So thanks for keeping up with me, and I'll see you in the next video.